Hey guys, it's Sweety.
And Sweety.
And you're listening to the Large Marge Sent Us podcast, the podcast where we talk about our childhood favorites and then some. Sometimes we sing. There's sometimes cat noises. There's lots of things. So today, grab your orange and your sandwiches and apple.
And green apples.
Your green apple. And get ready. Are you ready to keep your feet on the ground? Wrong answer.
Don't do it.
Because we're dreaming big today. We are part of the NeverEnding Story.
Turn around. Look at what you see. I thought it was C.
Yeah, I changed halfway through between dream and see because I realized I was doing it wrong.
It's your story. It's your never-ending story.
Oh my god.
Get it?
Full circle. Ooh. Anyways, so what is our history with the never-ending story?
So, I guess, I don't know if this is one that we had. Our dad used to record movies illegally from the TV, which you're not supposed to do. Oh, no. He would get videos from the movie store and record them, which I'm pretty sure every time you would get a movie, they'd say, don't do this, and my dad would do it. So he had this collection of movies that had a big masking tape, my dad's, like, scrawly bad handwriting, and I think this was one of them.
I think you're right. I don't know. Yeah, yep, that was definitely it. So it came out in, you said,
84.
Don't quote us on that. But we were young. You would have been a year old, so it must have been reruns.
No. We watched it much later when it came out. But my biggest memory from this movie is fast forwarding the part where the horse dies because I just could not handle it as a child. Too sad.
I still do that. Tonight was the first time I have watched that scene the entire way through. Yeah.
Wow.
I always fast forward it. It's just too much.
It's very
girl's got a heart.
Sad.
Can't handle it.
That horse just looks straight into your soul and is like, I don't want to die. Okay. But he doesn't.
And I think they put a disclaimer, like, when you read the IMDb trivia today, did they have a thing about...
They did. They said, despite many rumors, the horse did not die for reals in the swamp.
For reals? I didn't know that was
the rumor.
That was a rumor.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
Weird.
They were like, oops, it died in the tar pit.
Yeah.
Because we used real tar and mud. That's awful. Anyways, to rewind a bit, the never-ending story. Synopsis is...
Not schnapps. Synopsis.
I don't think anyone made that mistake ever in their life. Okay, first up, the Sweety synopsis. My Sweety. By the way, I am Sweety with a Y. She's Sweety with an I-E.
Get it right or pay the price.
It's difficult, I know, but just go with it. Anyways, my synopsis is... Bastian is a young boy who dreams big, but his father is a giant dickhead who doesn't want him to dream because he's an 11-year-old child and he's not allowed to dream? I'm confused.
I mean, it makes sense. He drinks raw egg smoothies in the morning. If that doesn't say D-bag, I don't know what does.
It's true. But, I mean, poor little Bastian, apparently his mother has just passed away. His father thinks he needs to be more realistic about life.
He just wants to take horseback riding lessons and draw unicorns.
But he's afraid of the horses. His dad was like, it's too bad we paid for those horseback riding lessons.
He did take them.
But he was scared. He was too scared. But yeah, he's too busy drawing unicorns. His math teacher said he just draws unicorns all day.
And doesn't do his homework.
And doesn't do his homework because he's too busy dreaming.
Yeah.
So he's a lonely child. Bullies chase him in the streets and into dumpsters, which is...
filled with pencil shavings.
Filled with weird pencil shavings, which I'm not 100% sure what that is.
They call him a jerk, which I thought was a weird thing to call somebody who... I don't know, I feel like that's a weird thing to call somebody. Out of place.
I feel like you're coming in my synopsis.
Sorry.
And this is my train. You do the one after.
Fine.
Okay. Anyways, he gets chased by the bullies. He ends up in a bookshop run by not Sean Connery. Poor man Sean Connery, who we thought was Sean Connery.
For years.
For years. Maybe until a few years ago when I was like, oh, that's not him. Anyways, he's reading a book, and Bastian, who loves books because he has, I forget the exact number.
187 of them.
Is that right? Is that the right one? Wow, that's good. He has 187 books or so. He's like, hey, what cool book is that? Because it's a giant thick tome, and it looks exciting. And the guy's like, oh, you don't want to read this book. This book is very dangerous.
Sounds like Freeze from Long Island.
I know. That's my go-to
that
voice.
Book is very dangerous.
It's a very dangerous book. It's a very dangerous book, Bastian. You don't want to read this one. Oh, there's dragons, and it's just terrible.
That'd be a better movie. Actually.
It might be. Anyway, so the guy gets a phone call, and Bastian takes the book and runs, and the guy's like, I wanted him to do that the whole time. So Bastian's got the book. He goes to school. He's like, oh, shit, math class. No thanks. And then he breaks into the attic and reads the book.
I don't know about you, but what school has an attic?
Well, we didn't go to school in the city. Our school probably had an attic, but we would never know because we weren't lonely and sad like Bastian was, looking for a way out.
I guess. This also was 1984.
It's true.
Times have changed.
It's true. Anyhow, he opens that book, and he gets into the land of Fantasia, who is suffering... Fantasia is suffering a great devastation. What is the disaster?
The nothing.
The nothing, which is nothing.
No one can explain it. It's just... And it basically is just these giant storm clouds rolling in, but apparently it's nothing. And it's hard to describe nothing, because it's nothing.
And no one knows what it is. They don't really understand it.
Super confusing.
Very confusing. So they need a way to stop this nothing. The childlike empress, who's the ruler of Fantasia or something.
It's a dictatorship.
No, it definitely is. She's sick. She's the only one that can help them, but she's sick and dying, so really she can't help them. So they turn to Atreyu, the warrior from the plains people who hunt the purple buffalo.
Right.
And he is...
As a child, I swore up and down that it was a girl. That boy has the most beautiful feminine features and lovely glossy hair I've ever seen. And if it wasn't for the fact that he was topless for most of the movie, I would have said that was a girl. But it is not. And I'm sure everyone else is confused too, because it was confusing.
It was very confusing.
It was gender bending.
It was.
As a tiny tot.
But Atreyu comes, and the guy's like, you need to go on this quest. I can't tell you anything about it. But here's this necklace, and good luck.
Called
the Orin.
Not the Orion.
Which is what we thought also.
For a long time.
He sends him on his way on this adventure. So Bastian is reading this book about Atreyu, and we are watching Bastian reading the book about Atreyu.
So it's a story within a story.
Story within a story within a story, because we are on the Truman Show, and somebody's watching our story. And then aliens are watching that person's story. Right. And then that is in a galaxy like a marble, and there's an alien.
That's actually the plot of Men in Black. You're mixing them up.
All right. Well, that's how I envision it anyways. It's never ending. So, anywho, that's, I guess, the synopsis. Mayhem ensues. Bastian is entangled. We all know the story, people. We know it.
The people he meets along the way. The gross, crusty turtle who keeps sneezing on him and doesn't care about things.
Morla, what a bitch.
The sad swamp, which we already talked about. Let's not talk about it anymore. Way too fucking sad.
The swamp of sadness, and it's very upsetting.
Highlight when, I think this is really everybody's favorite, when Falcor the Luck Dragon comes.
Now, I thought Falcor was a dog. He just looks doggish.
I think he's part dog, part dragon.
No, I think he's a luck dragon. Why would a dog be a dragon?
I think it's a combined. It's a hybrid. He's furry. Yeah. But he has scales, and he's a dog.
There's other animals that are furry, I guess.
But it's not a dragon.
Fine. Right. So Falcor is great.
And I love the part where the old people, which apparently are gnomes, we learned in the after special. They're gnomes.
But I think they just said that because they didn't know what else to call them.
Yeah. but they're awesome. And I love how the old man calls his wife a wench, even though I'm a true feminist. I do love it.
And he's like, get out of my life! Like, it's so true. It's so true to life.
It doesn't mean you had to fall out of the basket again.
And when he's like, get the winch, wench! It's brilliant.
That part's good. I love the whole part with the Southern Oracle and like that whole thing. I think that was a scary part for me, though, when I was little, but also exciting.
I'm still... that part is quite scary. But for me, the scary part were some of the creatures he meets along the way. I think the what's it called? The guy in the beginning, the bat guy.
I just call him the scary bat guy.
Yeah.
That's on my notes. Scary bat guy.
Let me see that.
Scared of bat guy.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, we were very scared of him. He has like long growth, pointy fingers, scary teeth. He's got like hairy ears. It's very.
And he has a narcoleptic bat.
Who he's very rude to.
He's so mean to him.
He's so mean to the bat.
He's a sweet bat. He looks like a teddy bear.
The bat takes him everywhere and doesn't complain. No. And he needs sleep too.
Yeah. Jerk face.
The rock fighter is very big but sweet.
Yeah.
Got to remember, gentle giant. And then Deep Roy, who, if you do not know, is also the Oompa Loompas in the Tim Burton version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. A young Deep Roy. I mean, man, that guy must be like...
What's his name in the movie?
Teeny Weeny.
Teeny Weeny! I love that.
Made just for us.
Yep. I love teeny things.
You do love teeny things.
And he's real teeny weeny. And he's teeny weeny in real life, right?
Yep. That's why he was the Oompa Loompa. Yeah. And I'm curious about his voice and what it really sounds like, because in every movie he's been in, he's always dubbed, but he's speaking like English. So I think he speaks English, but his voice must be wacky.
I wonder if it's really low, like that doesn't match his stature.
We should look it up.
That's not going to work. So because there's a voiceover credit in this.
Yep.
Whoa.
Very interesting. Also, the part where they go to the ivory tower and the guy comes out, who is not Samuel L. Jackson, even though we thought it was.
It is the one black guy in Fantasia, though.
I think as a child, you're usually like pretty racist. You're just like, oh, that's that guy. Maybe, I don't know.
They have everything in Fantasia, guys. People with giant heads, people with big red wigs,
giant
guys,
elephants,
bats, an elephant randomly in there.
But still one black
Native
guy.
Americans who hunt the purple buffalo, but only one black guy.
But we only saw Treyu of the Plains people.
No, didn't you see him riding horses?
No, those were just horses.
Oh, okay, they weren't people. Yeah.
Wild horses.
Are you singing the Rolling Stones song?
No, isn't that the Silence of the Lambs? Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
What?
No. When he tucks it, yeah. Oh no, it's Goodbye Horses. Goodbye Horses.
Okay. We'll cover that movie in another podcast.
Goodbye Horses. Anyways.
All right, let's go with favorite part. Favorite scene.
My favorite scene
character
is the end. When Atreyu walks in, Fantasia's been devastated. Alas, the ivory tower still stands. Atreyu walks in and sees the childlike empress, who's this little girl with a ton of makeup on. And she's wearing this amazing necklace as a crown or a headpiece. And we were obsessed with that. We would go into our mom's jewelry box and find a similar
necklace that looked very similar to that. And we put it on our heads.
Really any necklace.
And traipse around.
Yeah.
And pretend to be the childlike empress and go, Bastion, call my name.
But that part is so crazy.
Bastion, please.
And she's a great actress. She's really good. The tears are perfection. Yeah. They come in exactly the right moment. I don't know how they did it.
Eye drops.
Well, yeah, but like, how did they get them to fall exactly
they look
in
real.
that? Like,
she's beautiful.
Amazing.
And she's a beautiful crier.
But it's such a good part. And then Bastion's freaking out because he's like, they can't be talking about me. And then she's like, Bastion. It's like, come on, they're saying your name. It's you.
Yep.
Who else stole a book today and escaped from the bullies?
They can't be talking about me.
And he's like, I can't. I have to keep my feet on the ground. Because his dickhead dad was like, you have to keep your feet on the ground. But luckily, he says, all right, I'll do it. I will do what I dream. And then he runs to the window. I don't know why. Just to, like, make it official and, like, tell the world. And shouts out his mother's name, which few people know. But, ladies and gentlemen, we know.
Yep.
We know the name. Are you ready? Are you ready for the name? Here it comes. The name is Moonchild. That's right. Moonchild. Moonchild. One word. So, a couple theories. I think that she must have been part Native American or Native American. I just have a feeling about it.
And why do you think that? Because we watched the beginning a couple times. There's a picture of his mom in the beginning.
And she looks a little Native American, a little bit. But you didn't, when we watched it back, you were like, no, she doesn't.
She's like who's that skater? Dorothy Hamill's, like, 1984 bob cut. But I wouldn't say she's Native American.
But there's all this Native American stuff around him, including a dream catcher and a picture of a chief pencil drawing. Yeah. Which makes sense because of the Atreyu connection. He also has, if you remember, on his binder or book bag, he has a sticker of a pretty racist
There might be some Native American blood in there. But...
So that's what you think.
Yeah, I think that's it. My other theory was their last name is Child. His name is Bastion Child. And then the mom's first name was just Moon.
And then there's like the childlike empress. Whoa.
What's connecting the dots?
That could be it. Yeah. I'm not sure. But that's my theory. Sweety doesn't really believe me, but it's my theory.
I don't.
Anyways, that is the name. So that's my favorite part. I just like it's very moving. It's very exciting. What's your favorite part?
It's my favorite part, but I don't know if we've already talked about. I love all the parts with the Southern Oracle and all that stuff. I think that's really cool. I like how they're like Sphinx-like with the giant boobs.
They have giant boobs. It's very inappropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember watching this movie and being so jealous of Bastion that he could skip school and read all day under a blanket.
And nobody cared.
Yes! I was like, I would like to do that.
Although, we don't know, like, what happened during that day. Like, who would have thought to look in the attic for the kid that didn't come to school?
I'm concerned that it's, like, nighttime, and the dad's not like, where's my 10-year-old son?
He could have been. We'll never know.
True.
In the second one, he was very worried about the disappearance of Bastion. So.
He was a better dad.
He was.
Really
He's the dad from Dawson's Creek, wasn't he?
Yeah. And the dad in this one is someone, he's like in a show. He was in like Coach or something like that. Oh no, he was in Major Dad. That's the guy.
He was Major Dad.
Yeah. He's like a military look, and he's military
and he's a jerk.
Yeah.
It's a jerk.
Says it all. I would like to add my IMDb trivia note for this episode.
Ding!
Dun, da, da, da. I read today that the Orin, which is the necklace with all the snakes in it, twisty,
mm-hmm.
the real one from the movie, is in a box in Steven Spielberg's office.
Why does he have
Because it's Steven Spielberg!
Why does he get everything?
That's pretty fucking cool, though. I wonder if he has, like, stuff from really big movies.
Because he's like, I can have it all. Yeah. All of the things.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
Best trivia facts on IMDb.
Pretty cool. I'd like to talk to him about that and be like, do you ever take it out and just like wear it around with like no shirt on and be like,
Also, mini one. The guy who plays Atreyu owns a tattoo parlor in Los Angeles.
Oh shit, let's go.
You want to get a tattoo?
Yeah. From Atreyu?
That would be bad.
What if I was like, Atreyu, can you... I would like, I pretend to I'd play it totally cool, not know that he was who he was. I'd be like, I'm getting this picture of Artex. He's my favorite horse.
He'd probably burst into tears.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Why'd you have to bring up that sad memory? God. It's so funny in the part when he like meets Falcor, he's like, it's so nice to have a friend again, and then he gets like really sad for a minute, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Artex.
I think the message of this movie is, I think we like to ask, does this movie hold up? as these are childhood favorites that are now 30 years old of this movie.
The effects, no.
Yeah, no. But the message is a good one.
It's very important now with Donald Trump running amok.
I was going to say with Pokemon Go running amok.
Don't knock it until you try it.
Okay,
man.
in this movie, the poor man Sean Connery goes, "Oh, you like books?" And they make a reference to video games, which at this point was what, Atari?
You can like video games and books, okay? I do.
That's true.
Fine.
But it was an interesting, warning from that guy.
Sure.
When now we're so much more into that stuff.
Of course. But, and I think the bigger message, because my friend Gamork, who is the giant wolf who
no, we didn't even talk about him.
I know. He's a servant of the nothing. And he's kind of the villain, but we don't he kind of sucks at it because he misses Atreyu every time. Yeah. And then he meets him at the end in a cave, and he says a very important and enlightening fact. He says, I've been trying to help the nothing destroy Fantasia. And Atreyu's like, what the fuck? Why? And Gamork is like, well, people... I'm paraphrasing here, but...
you haven't memorized this
people
movie?
Without hope...
Yeah. Are easier
to control,
which is totally consistent with what is going on with Donald Trump.
That's what I'm saying. Because, and that's exactly what people said during Hitler's time.
$10. This is one of Donald Trump's top 10 movies.
What? No, it wouldn't.
The message is clear.
No, but if the Nothing won at the end, it'd be his favorite movie. But
Donald Trump is the Nothing.
I think he's Gamork.
Donald Trump. He can
be easily killed if you just stand there with a giant stone shaped like a knife and don't do anything.
So is Hillary Clinton Atreyu?
Yes. Yes. But who's Bastion?
Okay.
Bill Clinton.
I've always wondered what is with that name. That's a weird name, right?
Guess.
It's not Sebastian. It's just Bastion.
I think we need to take a step back and think about the book. So this is based on a book which was originally written in, German?
Yeah, because this movie is very German.
Is that a German name? Bastion?
Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah.
So I don't think you should knock it just because we don't understand it.
No, as a child, I thought his name was Sebastian. And maybe that was because I like The Little Mermaid.
I think that is why.
Under the sea, under the sea.
In the NeverEnding Story, you can hang out with Atreyu. That's not a good one. It's not my best song. So, anywho, what else? Anything else? I don't know. It's just a good flick. It's just a good childhood favorite. I like it. I always watch this as opposed to something like Labyrinth.
Yeah.
And I watched Labyrinth recently for the first time, and I said, hey, the NeverEnding Story still has my heart.
Yeah. It's creepy. It's weird. It is all about imagination. I think when you're a kid, all the stuff was just so funky that you just loved it. And I think the message is a good one, that you keep dreaming. Don't let people say you can't have an imagination and you can't do what you want to do.
Especially if you're 11 years old.
Yeah. Have confidence in yourself. That whole thing when you used to march through the Oracle, it's you have to have confidence. There's a lot of good messages in there, and it's a weird fucking film, but I love it.
We love it. We love it.
Love it.
Should we do the NeverEnding Story Part 2 at some point?
Yeah, I mean, R.I.P. Jonathan Brandis, but it might be one to touch on just to totally rip it to shreds, because I think it is a hot mess.
I loved it when I was little, though.
Yeah.
For real.
We'll go back.
This is the shit.
I feel like they just made it because Jonathan Brandis was a hot commodity at that time.
There's a third one, too.
Stop.
Yeah.
I can't
track that down.
Even.
Some drunk night we'll watch that.
We'll have a month of bad sequels and trequels. Is that what that's called?
I'm not sure. But I think the film canon as a whole is a trilogy. Maybe? Are they related?
I don't know if they're related, though.
They are, because they're when he goes back in the second one, they're oh, and he's friends with Atreyu again. It's a different Atreyu.
I know, but I like to think of trilogies as keeping kind of the same actors on that, but...
I guess. If you want to get technical.
Yep.
But It's not
I feel about that.
Bastian's fault that he didn't want to be in it again because he was too old.
Well, I think he was always like, fuck this. I'm a star.
I'm sure he was like, I gotta do tattoos. It's my calling. But yeah, that's the flick.
Yep.
It's a good flick.
Good flick, peeps.
So, let us know how you feel. Let us know how you feel about the NeverEnding Story. And we'll talk to you next time, folks.
This is the Large Marge Sent Us Podcast.
Bye.